There we go. And we are live. And I'm waiting for this. See if I can get this on my phone. Looks like it's not working. Oh, there we go. No, there we go. That took a minute. That was kind of weird. All right. Welcome to our auction. And oops, my camera's a little on the low side here. Let me fix that so you don't see just. There we go. And yeah, I'm running a little later this week than normal. It's been kind of a crazy week, so that's the way it is. And I apologize for the starting a little later than I normally do, but that's the way it had to work out today. Plus, this was a beautiful day here in Vermont. Oh my gosh, it was sunny. It was cool. I think the high was 58 or 60. So, considering what at the beginning of the week we were in the 80s, it was a nice break for me because I had to go rototill the garden. So. All right, for the new folks, we are in northwest Vermont, a little over an hour from the Canadian border with Quebec, about 95 miles to Montreal, about 18 miles to the city of Burlington on Lake Champlain. We are in the mountains, so I can see Mount Mansfield from my house. And like I said, we had a beautiful day. And we had some good news today. They declared that the drought we had has ended. We had enough rain. I think my weather station said this month already we've had 4.5 inches of rain. So that's a good amount of rain. It's good for us too because I mean we have a well, so you kind of want a drilled well, but still nice to have it there. So anyway, the other reason I was going to go a little later is that we were hoping to go see our grandson on his birthday today. He turned 23, and he decided he was going to play golf after he got out of work, so he wasn't getting home till late. It was still at 8:30 when I put the dogs out. Before this, it was still light out. I didn't have to put lights on or anything. So that's kind of days have gotten longer. Here in the east, in this particular time zone, and this where we are located, it stays light till almost 9 o'clock by the time you get to the middle of June. And I've played golf as late as 9 o'clock, so that's pretty cool. So it's kind of nice because they have a lot of twilight deals and stuff like that. So, and that's where I take advantage of that. It's cheap. I gotta watch where I spend my money in my retirement here. So, no, my retirement years, I should say. I'm not retired. Obviously, I'm doing this stuff. So, we still have some interesting stuff tonight. I brought some toys this time. We mostly jewelry as usual, but I did bring a few toys and a couple of collectibles, I guess you call them. So we'll have that. We'll go through a spiel here. So if you're new, please email me. The email's on the screen, but email me your real name, your YouTube name, your shipping, and your PayPal information. That the email's also in the chat. I invoice through PayPal and ship with using Pirate Ship to calculate shipping and get the best deal I can. Of course, I make sure I package things well, so I don't want to, careful how I package things, especially if it's breakable. Jewelry is pretty easy for the most part, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll put the jewelry in a jewelry box and ship it in a padded envelope. So, that's a pretty good deal usually, shipping wise. So we do have some silver tonight. I might have a gold-plated piece, I think. We'll talk about that when I get there, and so I will talk about that as we go. I tried to test one of the silver items tonight, and for some reason my test kit was not reacting well. Maybe the chemicals are getting too old. I'll have to see, but I'll try again sometime in the near future with something that I know is silver and see what I get for results. So this was something I wasn't an older piece that wasn't marked, and I wanted to make sure that had some idea if it was silver or silver plated. So okay, and so let me see what else. Let me see. What else do you need to know about it? So this is my wife. Does help me with this, of course. She's a silent partner, but she does help me with picking up things, and she had a jewelry business for many years. We did mostly the craft circuit, craft shows, that kind of stuff. It was fun. I really enjoyed that. It was really a lot of fun, and you get to meet a lot of interesting people, that was kind of cool. And we had people that came from out of Massachusetts, I know, every year. When she did a particular show she did every year, they knew she'd be there, they'd show up, and because they really liked her stuff, and would show up and to buy stuff from her. And we had some unique pieces, things like made from bear claws and kind of things that people found unique. She typically worked with silver, no gold, or costume jewelry as well. So a combination thing. So let me see here. I'm looking around to make sure I don't forget something. Oh, I do have so like I say, I've got a couple of interesting pieces tonight that I think if anybody's into coins and that kind of thing might be interested. I always tell people, put in the chat something you're interested in. I'm sitting in a room that is literally floor to ceiling of stuff that it's not jewelry. And I do have some of that on eBay. I've got, I think last time I did my inventory, over 2,500 items sitting in this room. And obviously not all of that, very little of that's on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark. And I need to up my game, I guess, and start putting some of that stuff out there. But I got everything from toys, stuffed animals, and kind of stuff. Stuff we call stuffies, right? I've got ceramic, porcelain pieces, and I've got collectibles, and I've got those Christmas village type stuff. I've got some of those, and I'm looking around the room here. I've got various. I mentioned toys. I've got a lot of toys. Comic books. Oh my gosh, I have a ton of comic books, and I have a ton of vinyl albums too. So that I need to sit down and work some of that out. But we'll go from there. But to get started, I think we will start. I'm trying to decide what to start with. I think we'll start with some jewelry right away. I think that's what we'll do. So let me get this. I've got a little bin here I'm working from. It is full that I'm trying to get through tonight. We'll see. I'm not sure how late we'll go. Kind of sees how things go. Right now, I'm shooting for maybe 10:30, but it could go a little later. We'll see. This item, I think, is it marked? No. Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. Well, I'm going to switch cameras to show it. I don't think I'm looking here to see. But I tell you, it's got that tarnished look that made me think it might be silver plate, but I don't see a marking on it. I'm double checking. Nope. Okay. Just to be on the safe side, I'll give you the best deal I can. So I have this necklace. Again, like I say, it's not marked, but it is silver tone. I will say for now for sure, with a cute little pendant on the end, a little triangle-shaped pendant, and the chain is what I call a flat kind of chain. That's not going to focus there. And that's the reason I'm going to switch over to the other camera, because this camera, for some reason, does not like things up close. And I'll switch over to the other camera and show you that better. And it's got a little triangle with some rhinestones in it. And we'll switch the camera here. Oh. There we go. And this other camera is newer and has a little better resolution anyway. Yeah. Oh, good. That's actually zoomed in pretty well, actually, right there. So you can see the triangle piece at the bottom. It's got these little rhinestones in it. And so I'm just going to call this the silver tone triangle necklace. And we'll start this at $6. And I'll bring it up close here for you and show you it doesn't, I don't think it's ever called in. That doesn't have an extender. And it's got an older style lobster claw style class, as you can see. Come on, focus now. Let me get my remote here. There we go. And you can see that's that flat style chain. And there it is. And we'll show you the necklace that's at the bottom of the necklace itself. Here's the piece there, and at the back of it, you can see, just see it. You know, I didn't see any markings on it. Come on, focus again. There we go. You can see the rhinestones. I think it might be too much light. I gotta see if I can turn that down a little bit. Yeah, that might help a little bit. Sometimes it's, and you can see how reddish it can make my hands look too, which is kind of unusual. I'm not doing that. If I shut that off, Does it make any difference? No, it doesn't want to focus. Yeah. You can see the stones a little more clearly that way. The light turned down a bit. And pardon my old hands. I think that I'm going to say it's 16 inch. I'll double check that. Give me a second. Well, I say that, and now I got to find my tape measure. Here it is. Right. Yes. Oh, no. I was wrong. It's 18. It is 18. Okay. I should have known that from the way it hangs on the board, and I'm never careful. Goodness gracious. My board doesn't want to stay still. There we go. Okay. All right. That was kind of weird. I'll get the comments. Don't be afraid to say hello in the chat. I know there's a lot of people that just like to lurk out there, and that's okay. I'm not going to fault you for that. Just like to know who's out there sometimes. It's always fun to know. Okay. Well, no interest in that little guy. Oh, I still didn't get the focus right. There. Okay. I have quite a mixture tonight of things. Like I said, when it comes to jewelry, and I will show you a few toys that I brought. This one I'll start with right away. And I got a sticker on here that's driving me crazy. Okay, well, we'll pass on that. Weird thing about the chat here. That's strange. Okay. All right. I've got a 3D crystal puzzle. It says it has 51 pieces. Let's bring that down. I got to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Oops. Let's see if I can head a little more so that you don't get the weirdness going. There we go. Okay. So, I don't know what the level 2 means, but it does say it's for ages 12 and up, 51 pieces. 3D puzzle. Oops. Hit the throw button again. Hang on. Try that again. 3D puzzle. I did not verify that. It looks like this has never been touched. I don't think that anybody's ever done anything with it. But it's part of a series apparently, and you can see that it's some kind of a treasure chest thing. So we're going to start this at $6. We'll stick that number you're going to hear that number probably a bit tonight. Same as last week. I did a lot of $6 starts, and I think I'll be continuing to do some of that tonight. So. But it is, let's see, does it have a date on it? I don't see a date. Maybe on the bottom. 2015 by Beverly Enterprises. So, and you can see apparently there was a bunch of different ones. And this is this one here, of course. Little treasure chest. If there's any interest in that toy. It's one of the toys I have tonight. And some of the others are a little more involved, I guess is the best way to put it. I've got one that's definitely for older kids. Even an adult would be interested in one of these because it's definitely a collectible. And the other one. Oh, yeah, that one I guess is for teens and up as well. I'll have a look on it when I get to it. But again, I hope everybody's doing well over there. I hope you're not in where the nasty weather's been out there. We watched Ryan Hall y'all here on YouTube, and he's been following all those tornadoes and nasty thunderstorms out in the middle of the country. I see in places like Nebraska and Oklahoma and places like that getting. Kansas, I think, had some nasty weather as well, and even Michigan, I think, had some as well. So yeah, we have had just rain. We had one thunderstorm this year so far, and it wasn't even that much of one. Barely noticeable. I don't think the dog even noticed it. So that's not unusual. But anyway, okay. All right. No interest in the puzzle. I will move on to another piece of jewelry. And I actually got a really interesting piece. I think I showed this a few weeks ago. I got a transistor radio from back in the day. If anybody's interested in something like that, it does work. It's the only AM radio. I think it's a 1960s, maybe 70s vintage. Got that. If anybody's interested in like that. I'm just showing it because I wasn't planning to have it tonight, but if there's somebody, there are people out there that do like that stuff. In fact, I got one person I know in the past that I've dealt with in the past that loves to collect old antiques, electronics like that. So, I haven't seen him for quite some time now. But okay, jewelry. Oh yeah, ring. I've got a nice ring. I think this is pretty good size. Let me get the mandrel here. Yeah, this is a size. Oh boy, where is it? There it is. Like a 9.5. I'll show you here. It'll focus. About 9.5. See it? Okay. And I actually, it's a really interesting ring. It's got the moon and the sun, and I think that's glass. To me, it felt like glass when we looked at it. It's just a silver tone. I don't think it's a silver ring. Let me put the other light back on and see if that helps bring it out a little bit. There we go. Actually, I want to put it on my. I know the mandrel itself can throw things off, so let's just put it on my. I can put it on my finger because this thing's so big. It'll fit on at least one of my fingers for sure. And let me focus that. See, it's kind of a cool ring. There's the side. So I'm going to set it down. Just a second. And I'm going to call this the sun and moon ring, size 9.5. We'll start this at $6. How's that? Any interest in that? You see, it's quite catching. Yeah, I'm trying to get it so the glare's not on there. There we go. Oh, that's upside. Well, it's sort of upside down. Let's put it over here. See if that looks better. Yeah, now you can see the face of this. You can see the face of the moon and face of the sun on there. Cool ring. 9.5. It's a good size ring. Okay. While we're doing that, let's pick up something else. Next time around here. I'm just trying to get some earrings set up here to show you. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. No, I guess we won't show those. I'm having trouble with them. So we'll switch to some other earrings. Oh, I've got some cloisonnés here somewhere. There they are. I say mostly jewelry, like I said tonight, but I've got one collectible and some toys. And again, I could dig out anything else somebody might be interested in. I got my hands on recently on some Archie comics. Anybody loves Archie comics? So I can show those. Okay. No interest in the ring, no problem. Pass on that. Pop that here. I showed, I think it was last week, I showed, and the last couple weeks I've shown some of these. And, is the other one? Did I show this one? Yeah. Cute little hand painted. Whoops, I think somehow knocked off my camera. Hang on. How did I do that? There we go. Well, I lost my camera. Hang on. Oh, I see the problem. There we go. Let's see if that fixes it. Nope. Huh. Let me reset my camera. There. There we go. I bumped it. The connector on it. Okay. I think I showed some. Each week I've shown a couple of these. This is hand painted glassware. This is a really tall one. I want to say it's about 6 inches tall. Yep. 6 inches tall and about 2.5 inches across, probably almost 3. So cute little jar for like a mini vase if you want. And it's all hand painted with little purple flowers and yellow flowers. And you can see it close. And she signed the bottom, Ava M. Is there any interest in that? This is kind of like I want to call it like almost like a milk jug shape. I don't know what else you'd call it. But, so hand painted jar, and I think I started these at like $6. So again, here's that number again, $6. And so you could use it for decor on a dresser or whatever, store some things in it, or you can use it for flowers or whatever you think is appropriate. It's just a cute little jar, and like I said, it's interesting top. So there it is. And meanwhile, I'll get the earrings all set to go for the next thing. I am going to try and alternate a little bit here at the beginning. I usually do. So, she's really quite the artist. I wish I'd taken a picture to show you some of her artwork that she does. She just hand painted a storage cabinet for us, and like a corner cabinet that we painted it, and then we had her paint the door with it looks like a bouquet of flowers on it. It is just beautifully done. And she did it. We showed her the picture of what we sort of wanted to have on there, and she did it, and with no sketching or anything, just freehand. She's an amazing artist. So it's pretty cool. All right, we'll pass on that. And let's see here. Oh, yeah. Jewelry. Okay, so these are some really interesting earrings. I guess you'd call it cloisonné of sorts. And so I guess I'll call it. I don't know what to call that shape. I would almost say it's like a butterfly shape, but not quite. And I have more than one pair of cloisonnés, so I'm trying to come up with unique descriptions for each of them here. Spell check caught me here. So we're going to call these the cloisonné with blue. I'm going to call it cloisonné with blue earrings. And we'll start these at 7. Is any interest? I'm going to take them off of here because I think the black does all right, but I think when you see it against the flesh tone, focus. And that's one side, and there's one side, and there's the other. You see, it's pretty symmetrical. Looks like with the green and red in the center, and the little crystal beads at the bottom, and the silver tone. And it's a shepherd's hook, of course. I did not test the shepherd's hook. I don't know what material it is, so I can't tell you for sure. But I can tell you these are really nice little cloisonnés. And it looks like, hey, I'm just checking my phone here because I'll check the lag, and it's not too bad. That's good. That's good. Okay. Where am I? Next. Okay. Oh, I'll do this. Like I said, I have some really interesting and different things tonight. I think I have shown coins in the past. And this is what I'm going to show you tonight. And I've got a set of foreign coins. And I would call these, some are vintage, some are technically antique. They're over 100 years old. So I will pass on the earrings. And I'm going to spread them out here, and we'll go over them one by one. 6 coins. And I apologize, they're kind of dark, and from age, obviously. But they're all Australian. And we'll show you each one up close. And I'm going to just put 6 Australian. No, am I going to spell Australia right? Coins. We'll start this at $10. Now, I'm going to explain why I picked that number in a minute, but let's go through each of the coins. So there's the first one. And I'm going to look at it. I think the other side's got 8. Okay, so this one is focus. Come on, there we go. Australia, 1944 penny. Okay, let's go to the other big one here on this end. There's another 1 penny from 1922. So that one's technically an antique. Here's the other side. This one is, just do the big ones first here. There's another one there. That's another penny. They're all a penny, I think, except for one. And I'll show you except that one. That'll be the one we show at the end. This one's from 1921. This one is 1959. That's a halfpenny. I didn't make any effort to clean these, by the way. So they are you're getting them as they are. And this is the one here, 1919 halfpenny. You get that I get that upside down and turn it around so you can read it. This one here is what I determine is the starting price for all of these. Turns out this one is worth at least $10. In that range. But I'm passing on because I got these at such a deal, there's another halfpenny. That one's from 1949. So there they are, the 6 Australian coins. Let me get that, see if I can get that camera a little closer. And focus. There we go. So is there anybody out there who loves to collect coins, particularly vintage foreign coins and antique foreign coins? At least 2 of these are antique, technically, because they're over 100 years old. 1922 and 1919. But the 1919 halfpenny, I just saw one sell for what I'm asking for. I mean, the $10. So that's the deal. In fact, I think you could probably get even more for it now. That was from some time ago. So, not an easy thing to figure out what the value of today, unless you're a numismatist. But there are people out there selling them, and I thought I'd give you guys a chance to buy something, good deals on coins. I don't see anybody jumping on it, so we will go on to the next piece of jewelry. Give me a second here. I'll pick it out. Yeah, let's go with this one. And alrighty, yes, let's go with this guy. Give me a second. I set it up. Okay, we'll pass on that. Oh, it's quiet in the chat tonight. All right. And we'll take that off the screen. And maybe I'll put these on eBay, I guess. See if anybody's interested. And now we got a pink rhodonite. Hang on a second. Okay, as far as I can go. Okay. And it's a really long one. So pink rhodonite necklace. Let's see if I can spell rhodonite. It's not happy. Why is it not happy? What does it think it's supposed to be? Let me see here what spell check says. No, it doesn't recognize the word rhodonite. That's interesting. Okay. Necklace. We're going to start this one at $8. And this is really long. Let me get my tape measure. And got a quick measurement here. I'm pretty sure this is close to 30. Yeah, 30, almost 32. It is 32 inch of rhodonite. And I'm going to lay it out on the table, and you can see it all of it that way in its glory. You see there's no fastener. It's just a one continuous chain of one continuous necklace, I should say. There's no fastener or unfastener. But at that length, you could either double it up, or if you want to, you could even just take it and make something else from it if you're a person who's crafty. But they say 32 inch length. There it is. Let me show it up close so you can see it. And again, focus. My autofocus is not working on this camera tonight for some reason. Maybe we'll reset. See if that fixes it. But you see, it's all real chips. They're all been polished. Okay. I've been trying to give you some variety tonight. Let's see. Oh, we definitely go with these. Next, let me set this up. And I'm digging into some of our stuff like my wife had from her jewelry business, and I'm trying to find stuff that maybe I showed 2 years ago or so when we first started doing this, that maybe just not the right person was there for that particular piece of jewelry. And so good time to bring them back and revisit that. But not this piece. The next piece I'm showing earrings are sterling. And I'm trying to get them out of the bag. That's what's taking me so long. Those little plastic bags that you seal up, they can be such a difficult. They can be sometimes so difficult. Yeah, where's my fingers? I'm just trying to get them on the display here. Again, I'm going to probably this display is get a black background, so it always can throw things off a little bit. So we'll see how it goes here. Okay. All right. No interest in that. We'll pass on that. Put that back in its bag. It had a bag that was much easier to open. Okay. Let's have some nice sterling earrings here. Okay. And I think the stone that's in there is really dark. At first, I was thinking it was garnet, but every time I look at it, I'm not sure. Like it could be black opal. I don't really know for sure, but it is a stone. I can tell you that for sure. I just don't have a way of testing it. So these are sterling earrings with dark stone, I call it. I'm going to start these at $10. Is that what I wanted? Yep, 10. So I'm going to take them off of here. You can see, just to give you not only that, you get an idea of size. So you can see they're not large. I'm trying to get it to focus here. And even the backing piece is marked. Here's the back. It's not focusing though. Not happy. But I wanted to show you it against finger right or against my thumbs. Give you an idea of the size. And yeah, now it focused nicely. So you can see the profile. So you can see this. They're definitely a very 3D-ish. Yeah. Okay. And I promise that they really are sterling. 100% confident in that. Okay, let me grab a sip of water here. Again, I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Okay for us, for me. Had some medical complications over the past couple weeks in the family, so I'm having to deal with that. I'm still waiting to deal with some of it, and that's kind of in part causing some of the issues. I'm a little late getting out invoices. I apologize for that. If you're one of the folks out there, I really am going to work on it. My plan is to try and get it all wrapped up by tomorrow. There's a couple of folks that I had stuff sold that had bought stuff or bid on stuff month ago, and I said, well, I'm going to hold it for 30 days because it was just the one item to try and save on shipping in case they wanted to buy something else. And they haven't. So I'm going to put those invoices out probably in the next day or so. And then I've got one just put out yesterday or today. And I've got a few more from the last auction that I need to do. So I apologize that that's not going out. So I do try to get it done usually within 2 days, but things have been a little crazy. So okay, no interest in the earrings. We'll pass on those. Put those back in the bag. All right, let's do. This is the interesting toy. I'm not technically it's not a toy. You're seeing the box here. I gotta bring the camera way up. It's easier to show it this way than it is. There, I can do it that way. Okay, oops, let me get a message on the screen. So, and I knew it was going to happen. There we go. All right. So, Fast and Furious model. Now, I opened the box, and because the box has a bit of damage, and I had to tape the corner. But it looks like what they did is they took all the plastic pieces off the thing, and I'll show you what I mean, and then decided not to do it. So this is from 2015, I think, so 10 years ago, from Fast and Furious movie. I'm a model. We're going to start this at. This is the really. I did look this one up because I know that some of these can go for some crazy prices. This one not so much, but I'm going to start this at $18. I'll show you what I mean. So there, in a way, they kind of made the work a little easier for the person doing this. So let me see if I can open this without damaging the box. It's a bit of a tight, and this is why they kind of damaged it trying to open the box, just like what I'm trying to do, and they tore it. So everything's here. Instructions are here. All the parts and pieces. But see what happens. You know how all the pieces are on the plastic here? They took them all off, and all the pieces are there. In fact, a lot of the stuff's still in a plastic bag. The car itself. So obviously you're gonna have to paint it. You're gonna have to glue it, and all that stuff. That's what these are for. But you won't have to break any of the plastic pieces off the thing. I left it all in here, so just so you can see if there's something missing. If there is something missing, I will give you a refund. But I just didn't have time to sit and count all the pieces. But that's what it looks like they did. No, I'm trying to get them all back in there. And I'm just leaving all this plastic in there to show you this is what they did. So there it is. And the box got damaged on the corner here, so I had to tape it just to give it a little strength. See, okay, and it's what do they call it? 1/25th scale. 1/25th scale. So anyway, is there anybody out there that's interested in this kind of stuff? No, if not, I'll throw it on eBay. What did they say about this one? This is one of a series apparently. So official movie merchandise. It says optional decals, and there are decals inside in the box. They're there. Are shown, and so they show you all the details here of what's inside or what is there. There's a lot of parts and pieces, so I didn't try to figure it out. But they even have you a paint guide on the side to suggest, and there's a 2015 date. So yeah. I actually have a friend that does models but not cars. He likes to do ships and planes. So I know some of the stuff he gets is very, very expensive. Well, anyway, okay. Well, I'm not interested in that. Let's see what we're going to do next. How about let's do this one. I got a necklace and earring set. So give me a second to set that up so I can show you both items. And these. This is from a store that I've heard of. I may have even seen or been in it with my wife at some time in the past or something. They're from something called The Limited. I don't know if that store isn't even around anymore, but I don't think we have one anymore. I think the one we had is gone. Okay, I'm going to pass on this. And knocking things down. Oh my goodness. There. Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to get the necklace set up here and knocking things down. It's one of those multi-strand necklaces. And let's bring the camera down a bit and up. And the earrings. I'll try to put those off to the side and get rid of this. Oops, what did I just do? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, I see what I did. All right, let's get this right. Necklace and earring. We'll start this at, what did I do with that piece of paper? There it is. Oh, $8. And so on here's the limited tag. I'm trying to get this to hang right. I'm sure when you're wearing it, it'll look a lot better than it does in this board. So it looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strands all together here. There's this dark cobalt blue color, the light blue, and this kind of a smoky quartz piece. So very interesting. I'm sorry, I'm not displaying it very well in my head, but trying to get it to hang and display properly, but you get the idea. And then the post earrings. They're kind of a pale blue. I don't think there was a name on them. I didn't see it. They weren't signed or anything like that, I can tell. But, yeah, so there it is, set. So, I'm sure if I mess with this a little bit, I can get it to hang the way I want to. Let me try this again. I'm twisting it is what I'm doing, so I know that's causing some of the problem with the display. Plus, it's not really like a natural neck that it's hanging off of. And I don't think the black one would do it any justice. I don't know. Maybe it would. Maybe it would look better on the black. Maybe it would hang better on the black. I don't know. Let me try it real quick here. Out of curiosity. Yeah, it does look a little better. It does look a little better that way, doesn't it? There, that does look better. More natural than the card. I mean the board. So okay. What's next here? Let's see here. Did that. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure some things out here. Okay. Wow, it's almost 10 o'clock already. Wow. Time's flying. Okay. Well, I'm interested in that piece. So let's put that away. Oops, almost lost the back here. Sorry. I'll try and pop up the next little item here. Oh, here it is. Get this cute little Oriental style. I don't know if it's Japanese, Chinese, whatever. I just safer to just say I don't know. But there it is, a little kind of cobalt blue background on it, and it's really the tiny little thing. I think it was 3 or 3.5 inches tall. Yeah, my tape measure will show you for sure. Little mini, I guess you'd call it like a bud vase, maybe. And it's about between 3, let's say 3 3/4 inches tall. It's painted like that. It's got a marking on the bottom. It just says 45. Don't know what that means. There's the back. It's got just the blue. And you say it's all the bottom marking. I'm just going to call this the mini vase. We'll start this at $9. That's a fair price. Is any interest? I just kind of comped it out there with some other similar ones. I was like, man, some of these little tiny things like this go for some crazy money, or well, asking for some crazy money, I should say. Whether they actually get what they're asking is always in my mind. It's like, really? I find it hard to believe that they're worth, $200 or $300, some of these. But I guess it's the detail and the artist and all that kind of stuff. So this is not signed. It just has that number on the bottom, which may or may not be meaningful. I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Well, I get the next items up for ready to show. We've been doing earrings. Let's try another ring, maybe. Yeah, let's do another ring. And this one's a smaller ring, but decent size. Okay, well, we'll go on to something else and pass on this. I'm going to show you the size on the ring real quick here. See that it's a 6 3/4, which is interesting. I'll explain why it's interesting. It's got a cubic zirconia in it. And I'll give you a little history on this as well. Let me get the camera down. There we go. Okay. So this is a cubic zirconia size 6 3/4. It's marked as a size 7 inside. And so what this is made by, the jeweler's mark on the inside is I'm going to spell this wrong, I'm sure. Uncas Manufacturing. And it is a, we're going to start this at, $7, let's say. So, let's see, a size 7 might go on my pinky. It goes part way. Gives you an idea what it looks like. It's interesting way it's mounted. But the marking on the inside is there. It's a little, I don't know if I'll be able to show it on camera. So I'm going to try. Sorry. Try holding it this way. You see it right at the bottom there, right above my finger. There's a U with an arrow going through it, and then the number 7. And that is, I had to look it up. I wasn't sure what that meant, and that's the name of that's that company. U for Uncas Manufacturing. So they considered it vintage. Apparently, I don't know if the company's still in business or not, but this is considered a vintage ring with a cubic zirconia. And it's a silver tone. It's not silver or marked as silver. There it is. I did comp it to kind of see what everybody else was asking for these things, and I didn't think it was. I didn't want to ask that much. So, okay. Let me see. Where are my other things? I have some Ray Dunn stuff. Anybody's interested in Ray Dunn? There are any of the Ray Dunn folks out there. I came across some stuff. Okay, we'll do that. Maybe next time. Oh, shoot. Now that's what happened. Good thing I caught this. That box that fell over fell into my trash can. That would have been thrown away jewelry. That wouldn't have been that good. That would have been really bad. Okay. Okay. Now please. Okay, no interest in the ring. Sorry. Had to go fix that problem with the trash can. We'll pass on that. And we'll show the last toy. Oops. This one this is brand. I opened the box, they'll see, and it looks like everything's there and still in the original plastic bags and stuff, the parts and pieces. This thing's so huge. Let me see if I can get a better description to give you to here. Give me a second, because this thing's massive. Big box. I may have to back up my camera. But it's an FAO Schwarz 753-piece Build a Roller Coaster construction set. And I guess I'm going to have to back this up to show the whole thing. Made by FAO Schwarz. It's what it's what they call a STEM for science, technology, engineering type of thing. It has motorized components, and it's about 3 feet tall when it's fully assembled. They say it can be for children ages 8 and up. So I have seen these out there, new, going for upwards of $40 and more. So with that, I'm going to pass on to you guys an amazing deal, I think. I'm going to ask half of what I the lowest price I saw out there for this, and that'll be we're starting this at $15. I did open the box, confirmed everything seems to be there, all the parts and pieces. 753 pieces. It's a you build your own roller coaster. It is motorized, and yeah, it's the best I could. There it is. Let me see if I can get that. Oh, I guess I get that all in there pretty well, don't I? By FAO Schwartz. I think that's his. My camera's as far back as it'll go. Double check here. Yep. So it teaches the basics of engineering. Again, if there's a problem with this, and you get it, and you say, "Oh, wait a minute, something was missing," I'd be really surprised. Everything seems to be in there. Like I said, the plastic bags with all the pieces and parts had never been opened, and so it's definitely all there. I don't remember how old this is because it tells the year. It says create exciting twists and turns and dips. Design a low coaster or build up at 3 feet high. Uses motorized parts to propel the cars. Easy step-by-step instructions. I've seen new ones going. This has been opened, but I mean, like I said, but all the parts are there. Looks like they originally bought it at Macy's, I guess. I'm just trying to see if there's a date on it. I don't know if there is. Can't be too old though. Like I say, I'm still seeing them kits being advertised online. But I thought I'd give it somebody a shot if anybody's interested. If not, nope. Here we go. We'll pass on it then. Thing is big. The box is big, so I know it's got to be what 20 inches here. Not quite. Almost 17-inch tall box. So okay, we'll pass on that. I have some other interesting glass work, but I don't think I'll show that tonight. I think we'll just go back to the jewelry and stay with that for now. All right, let's go with this. This is a piece I may have shown way in the past. I think. I'm not sure. I may have shown it more recently than that. I don't think I did though. But it's a gold tone pendant on a gold tone chain, which I'm trying to untangle right now. Sorry, I didn't know it was tangled. There we go. That came quick. That's good. Let's do it on this one. Yeah, let's see. And it looks like it's about 16-inch. And let's get this up close now. Don't need to be so far away. And so you can see in the center of it, this is gold tone, and it's kind of an orangey tone to this, and you'll see it better when I bring it close. But it's actually a piece of real heather inside the acrylic center of that. So gold tone with heather necklace. We'll start this. What did I do with my envelope? I didn't put a price. We'll start it at $6. What the heck? I've been using 6 for a while. I'm going to bring it up closer so you can see it better. And get the glare out of there as much as I can. Hang on. There. And focus. Focus. There we go. So some real heather in the acrylic there. Just a gold tone, very delicate little gold tone necklace. With there's the clasp. No markings on it. I think I'm going to leave that light off for now. So keys are being so confusing. And focus again. There we go. Okay. Boy, quiet out there in the chat. Okay. While you guys are perusing that one, let me pick out a couple more earrings to show. I'll show this one. There's a couple pieces I definitely want to get to tonight. I want to make sure that we get them. I have so many things in here. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Next. Like I said, I'm going to go to at least 10:30. But if things are quiet, I may just close it all up then. It's been a quiet night here. All right. Just trying to open this next package. I sealed it. Didn't realize I sealed it. Yeah. Gotta keep my pocket knife handy. Interesting piece I'm going to show now because my was just out working in my garden today and weeding, and this is sort of related. So okay, no interest in the heather. So we'll pass on that. We'll try some earrings. These are sterling 925, and they're strawberries. Let me get a bag for this one. Wait, that's up. Put a bag for this in. And so I think these I will start at. Hang on, I'm just trying to get a bag here. I will start these at 5 earrings, strawberry. What do they call it? 925 strawberry. Oops, spelled that. Earrings. Yeah, I had a good strawberry crop last year. I'm hoping I have a good one this year. We're going to start these at $10. And they're sterling. They are marked. Oops, I hit the enter key. There we go. That helps, huh? And I'll show you them up close here in a second. Just sorry, I'm trying to stay somewhat organized as much as possible here. I've been pretty bad about it lately, so making sure I don't misplace any of this stuff. And I don't show something twice. There we go. Okay, let's take one off here. And it won't focus again. Why am I not? There we go. So, and it's interesting, these are both sides that are. There's a strawberry on that side, no strawberry on that side. It's not like one of those things where it's flat on one side. But it's not as full as a strawberry. I think the marking in this one is right there. See that? Barely see that, but it's there. So it is marked. any interest in the earrings. So I'm trying to give you some variety, I think, on jewelry tonight, as much as I can. I don't have any, one thing I don't have tonight, I just realized, is I don't have any pins or brooches. Didn't bring any, or I didn't have my bins and storage and stuff. Okay, very interesting earrings. I really thought these would be an item that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize there's a shadow getting cast from my other light. Here, let's fix that. I finally got, I think, my lighting down to where I'm feeling it's working for the most of the time. So, okay. Alrighty, no interest in that. We'll pass on that. And go on to a really interesting necklace, I think. Back off. We have to work. Okay. So I think let me turn more light on for this one. That might help. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So this looks to be white onyx in here. I'll show it up close because it's a little. I think it's getting overwhelmed by the lighting here somehow, and we'll take care of that. And then this appears to be shell. It's the Aztec sun, as you can make out. I think you can see that pretty clearly. Gold tone piece around it, and this is going to be pretty. I'm going to say that I think this is going to be because of the clasp. I want to show you the type of clasp it is. It's a hook and eye style clasp. Let me see. Focus. Come on now. This thing really drives me crazy on the focus here tonight. See the clasp? It's a hook and eye kind of clasp. And there's the stone, onyx. And then the pendant itself. I'll give you the better detail here up close. And I did find these out there, almost identical to this. And again, I'm going to ask what I saw. I'm going to go with half of what I saw people asking for these things. So onyx, necklace with Aztec sun pendant. We're going to start this at $12. And hang that a little straighter. There we go. And there we are. We'll put that up. And let's go see what we'll do next while you guys are thinking about that. I have. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe not. I have more cloisonne earrings. I have various earrings. Different styles. I have one. Oh, what did I do with those? I just had my hands on those. Nice. Oh, I got an Avon piece here too. I should show that. All right. No, that's not it. That's not it. I must have not put them in this tray. I thought I had a really different kind of style of earring. Oh, there they are. No, that's not them either. Well, these will work. Okay. Like I said, I think I am gonna wrap this up around 10:30 or so. I know there's several other auctions going on tonight. I usually try to get started earlier because of that, but didn't happen. But for the folks out west, it's not that late, right? If you're in California, it's only a little after 7, or Arizona. My wife has a cousin in Arizona, so we're always dealing with that kind of a. Oh, these are the earrings I was thinking of. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Oops, I went and dropped it. I'm just trying to put them on the display here so you can see. Okay, well, no interest in this. It's fine. Pass. Hide that. Let's do some earrings. These are those. I think they call them like a. It's just this continuous. Oh boy, that's dark. That's not helping much either. Let me have to take them off there and show you a different way. They're a gold tone. I guess it's like a thread earring. There you go. Thread earrings. The word. There's no hook. You just thread it through, and I'll show you that. And I'm going to take one off of here. So, and they have a gold tone chain. They do have this. So you see, you thread it through, and the stopper's on there. I think just so I could display it. But I suspect when you're wearing these, you don't use the stopper. I don't know. Maybe you do, or maybe to keep it from sliding around. I don't know. But it's got a really pretty little gold tone, little smoky quartz colored bead with a gold tone accent, and then a kind of an aqua crystal at the base. And you can see the chain there is gold tone. I didn't see any markings on this. I assume it's just a gold tone. I don't think it's gold. There might be a marking on there. I don't know. I should take a look. If there's any markings on that, on the extension, on the piece. Oh, yeah. Son of a gun. There is a marking on there. It says, yeah, if it'll show up on the camera or not, if I can get it to show. But on that piece, focus. It says 925. So, but it's a gold tone. So does that mean it's gold plated? Maybe. But it does say 925. So I'm going to put that as a description. Marked 925. Thread earrings. We'll start these at, oh gosh, I think it was just going to go, $7. I'm still going to say $7. So I'm going to give you the best deal I can here. I think if I put white underneath this, it might help bring out color. Yeah. fold this paper and do it that way. There. So you can see it better now. And you get a better idea of the color as well. But I have another piece that I'm going to show that I think is really, really cool. That's unusual markings, I guess is the best way to describe it. The necklace. We'll start with this. We'll stick with this for the time being and then come back to this. Yeah. No interest in the thread earrings with that are marked 925. I mean, it's a good deal, I think. I still got a lot more jewelry to show. I just don't know if anybody's interested in what I have. Doesn't appear that way right now, so we'll probably call this a night in another 8 minutes or so. Okay. We'll pass on that. And go to this really pretty Y necklace. It's with a blue accent, and this is marked Made in Italy, GW. And when I looked that up, that meant it was probably silver, or with it's got a gold tone to it, so it might be gold plated over silver. And they often say this, even though it's not marked as silver, I think it's silver. I don't think it is full. I don't think it's 925 silver. Well, from when I tested it, but it is marked. I'm going to put the markings. Marked GW, made in Italy. And so I was going to start this at $10. Is there any interest in that? I think I'm done with showing anything that's not jewelry. I'm looking to make sure. I do have one piece, a nice piece of coral, fossilized coral, that's sitting here next to me now. Was debating about showing that. I also have, what was the other thing? Oh, the radio. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, GW apparently is the maker's mark. It's in there, and the Italian maker's mark. And as the research I did said that they typically are silver or silver plate, and often can be silver with gold plated. And it does have I should bring it up close. To show that it really is oops, let's focus. Got a bit of a rose gold tone to it. There's the clasp and the markings. It's marked on one end of the clasp. One was made in Italy, and the other one is marked GW. And then the glass beads there at the end. Okay. No interest. Okay, pass. And what's the other item I was going to show next? Oh yeah, let's see those necklace earrings. That's what we've been doing here. Let's see what we got for earrings that are handy. Okay, here's some. Well, these are really interesting earrings. These are made with lucite. Trying to get them out of the bag here. And put them on the display here. These are shepherd's hook with gold tone and yeah. Set them up here. Put the camera down. So they were, boy, they almost come like a fluorescent yellow with my lighting. We'll start these at $6. And take care of this other thing while you guys are looking at that. And put these away. And then you gotta remember this is 925. This isn't, the earrings are now just the gold tone. I'll show them in my hand here and again, like I've been doing, so you can see them all away from the black. So that can often throw the camera off a little bit. And you've seen the color, and you can see this sort of looks almost luminescent for some strange reason. I'll take one off. Show you that it is gold tone front. Oh, come on, focus. Here's the back. That shows the color pretty much accurately there now, I think. And I say gold tone shepherd's hook. Oh, is there a marking on one of those? I've noticed that before. Or is that just an aberration here? I can't tell. Hang on a second. I'll put that one up and take a look at my loop here. See if they're marked. You never know. Sometimes. No, it's just a ripple in the metal, I guess, or something. You never know. You always have to check. I mean, sometimes these things are plated and you never know that, even though they don't. Yeah, I was explicit about it. But no, it's just a aberration in the metal. Oops, I didn't put that up on the screen. Oops, that's not the button I wanted to hit, sorry. Switch over to me here. So yeah, these are the earrings, and I think, so you can see on this camera it looks different. It's not as luminescent. I think that light, the LED light I'm using there is throwing them off. Okay, well, and I'm just looking around here. I've got various, I had this one Avon, I didn't mention it, I should show it. So I've got this one Avon, vintage Avon necklace. Oops, let's get this off the screen. I've got this one vintage Avon necklace. It's got a porcelain rose on it. That's going to focus, isn't it? Yeah. And what I discovered about it, and I get my notes on that, it's a vintage, and it's called a Figaro chain. I didn't know what that meant, but See how it's got this double chain going down to the pendant, but only part way, and then it's a single chain here with a standard clasp there. It is marked Avon, not and both on the clasp. Here we go. Not going to focus. This is why I use the other camera. And it is also marked on the back. Avon. Again, it's not going to focus. It's just going crazy because it's trying to focus on my face, I think, and rather than focusing on what's in front of the camera. If I bring it up close, I don't think it helps. No. And I can't tell this thing to focus like I can the other camera. The other camera I can force it to focus. This camera I cannot. But it's a really cute little porcelain rose in the center of the gold tone. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So, this is going to be the last item I think we'll do tonight. Avon Rose necklace. We'll start this at $8. So, yeah. If I put it on the board, maybe that'll throw it up. Maybe that'll get it to focus better. Yeah, there we go. And you can see that Figaro chain, they call it. Oops, I got to change that. That's what it is. Okay. I think it's like about I would say close to 18 inch. There isn't an extender on it. So I'm just saying by the way it falls on the board, it's going to be roughly around 18 inch. Okay, maybe we'll pass on that. And I have to look down the type, sorry. I worked on computers for, oh gosh. I think I started back in the late 70s, 1970s. Never did learn how to type properly. So I got to look at my keyboard. I can use more, I'm not a one-fingered typer. I can use my hands, but I'm still got to look. So I never did master a good typing skill. You think I would over the years, but I mean, I got pretty efficient, but not 60 words a minute type of thing. Okay. Well, thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to call it a night, and we will be back next week, and that's the 28th. And probably back to 8:30. I'm looking at trying to do Sunday evenings, like 5 o'clock. I will try and post something, I will try and schedule it and put it out there as soon as possible. I know for sure that I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to try and go back to doing my previews as well. I haven't been doing that for the past several auctions. And I need to, and I did mention this at the beginning. I always say, come and join. More than happy to have people here. So thank you for watching. Have a great night.